Hi, everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful holiday week. I am, anyway. I took the week off. And it does allow me to spend some time creating this tutorial for you. What you're looking at right now is a short video of myself in a, cool film cinematic setting. And the whole thing was created with Leonardo AI, the whole thing, start to finish. I'm going to teach you how to do this with either yourself or anybody else that you like, or maybe some model that you created yourself, anything you want. This is going to be a pretty long video, so if you don't have the long attention span, then I'm so sorry. This is going to be a disappointment for you. But for those who stick around, you're going to find out that you can create amazing character consistency in your renders and in your videos, and you're going to love this. So buckle up, it's going to be a bit of a ride. All right, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is create a series of selfies of ourselves. So I have this directory here. I'm just going to show you what's in it. Here's a bunch of selfies that I made or like plucked off Facebook because I took them in the past. And as you can see, it's a whole bunch of regular selfies of myself in various settings, various facial expressions. And those are going to be used to train a custom model on Leonardo AI. So I will tell you this, the better the selfies, the higher the quality of the output you'll get. The selfies I have here are just all, candid shots, and they're not all that great. However, the quality of the output that I've been achieving is still pretty nice. But you can get it even nicer. If you throw in a whole bunch of studio portraits and yeah, professional pictures, it's going to be even better than what you're going to be seeing in this tutorial. So just know that. If your selfies are not that good, it's going to be less good. So obviously. So how many selfies do you need? Leonardo will take maximum of 40, I believe. But I've got 28 of them here. You can vary with. If you go a lot lower, you might have less good likeness. If you put a lot more, it might increase the quality. So yeah, that's it basically in a nutshell when it comes to the selfies. So the first thing we're going to be doing is in Leonardo, we go to training and data sets. You can find that here in the main menu on the homepage. Now, here's two models that I've already trained, of course. This one's trained on my face. This one's trained on my lovely wife. I'm gonna just do the whole thing so that you all know that this is really the real deal. So we're gonna just do a whole new one. I'm just gonna call this Marco 2, another model of my handsome Mark. Create data set. That's what you do. Now now you're going to be presented with this screen and you have to upload some images. So we're going to upload images. And what I'm doing is I'm going to take, I prepared that directory here. I'm going to take these 28 selfies and we're going to select them and we're going to upload them to Leonardo. I'm just going to wait a little bit for those to upload. The cool thing here with Leonardo, I've done this training stuff before with Stable Diffusion, and it's all pretty complicated. A lot of people might feel intimidated by it. You could do it on your own GPU, or you can do it on a rented GPU, which actually adds even more complexity that not everybody is comfortable with. So what I like about Leonardo here is that there's no settings, there's nothing to tinker with, it just works. So here we are, 28 out of the 40 maximum that I mentioned. I was right, it's 40. And all I do now is click train model. You can then add some other parameters here. Training resolution, that kind of depends on your selfies. These are, let me check real quick. My selfies are, let me see. These are 768. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with 768. Most of them are that resolution. So we get a little bit more resolution than with 512 by 512. It is, let me see, base model. I tend to use Stable Diffusion 1.5 because it's been giving me better results than 2.1. So your mileage may vary if you use 2.1, but I'm doing 1.5. Um, Let me see. That's it. Category is, I'm gonna go with. Let me see. What do we put there? I'm just gonna put general there because otherwise it might do things that we don't want or that are unexpected. So I'm gonna just hit start training. Oh wait, I forgot something important. It says instance prompt is required. So when you use the model, you need to you need to kind of tell the renderer what you're rendering, and you want to put some kind of unique thing. So what I do here is a Marco man, just kind of come up with a with a noun to use that isn't likely to conflict with anything else I'm going to be doing. A Marco man that's going to work for me. So I'm going to do that. Start training. Oh wait, I forgot something again. Instance. Oh, yeah, I'm silly. This has to go here, of course. A Marco man goes here. Instant roll. Marco, pay attention. Sorry about that. A model of my face. I can put that in the description. All right, let's go. Start training. So what's going to happen now? It says this could take anywhere from 30 minutes to a few hours. In my experience, it doesn't take all that long, but it takes too long for this video, so I will see you on the other side when this thing's done. Click here, job status. You can see it's training here, and it's processing, and we're just gonna have to wait. So I'm gonna pause the video, and you'll see you on the other side. And we're back. This only took about 15 to 20 minutes, so much quicker than what they try to prepare you for most of the time anyway. I don't know, maybe sometimes when it's really busy it could take longer, but in my experience it takes, 20 minutes tops. So here we are, it's done. So let's get to business right out of the gate. We can go to fine-tuned models, and here it is. This is my new model. I can view it. And here it is, a Marco Man, the model of my face, category general, it's all there. Generate with this model is what we're gonna click. And let's see what we're getting. Let's just get started. We're gonna do this really simple at first. I'm just gonna put something like portrait of a Marco Man cinematic still. And just keep it simple. I'm going to put the aspect ratio here to 16 by 9. That's cool for videos. And let's just see what happens. Let me prepare you. This is probably not going to look very good, because there's a lot more to learn here that we're going to dig into in a minute. But let's just start with the basics and see what we get, if it even looks anything like me. Just wait a little bit. There we go. Well, it's not even that bad, to be honest. Like this one especially, I would say looks, pretty good. Looks like me. I had the style set to none here. So here you can only pick none or Leonardo style. So there's not much going on here. Now, this doesn't really look like anything with these movie shots that we've been aiming for, like this kind of thing. We want that, right? So let's get to work. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to turn on alchemy. This is what makes Leonardo the awesome thing that it is. I don't know what they do in there, but this is some secret sauce that is seriously impressive. Not just for your selfies, but for basically anything. I'm a big Leonardo fan, if you haven't noticed yet. So I'm going to turn this on. And then we're going to click on here, and we're going to take a look at some of these settings here. So this one says high resolution. I haven't used that, so I'm gonna skip that. But you could play with that later, or maybe we'll do that later if time permits. Contrast boost. This will adjust the dynamic range of your image. The default is 1, but you may find reducing it is helpful depending on your subject matter. Um, I have it set here. Yeah, you could set this. I'm just leaving it where I had it. It's set the default as 1, but it's actually zero point 0.5. Resonance is this how much details are in the image and how prompt adherent it is. Higher numbers can create images that are extremely busy. Around 13 to 15 is a good balance. Well, it's usually set to 15 by default, I think, and I'm going to leave that on. Then there's a thing called prompt magic, which you can turn off and on. But I found that again, this is one of those things. Not completely sure what they do there, but it seems to make the images better. So I have it on at V3 beta, and then you can specify how strong the prompt magic should be. Basically, what this does, I think it adds extra stuff to your prompt to make the photo or the image render look better. And the one thing I will say, I did play with this value, and I have found that zero point 0.4 is the best for me. But again, you can play with this. I'm just showing you what I'm doing to get the results that I'm getting. And then, maybe you can get it even better and let me know about it later on. Awesome. Then finally, there's a thing called raw mode, and it says enable this mode if you're looking for more control and flexibility with complex prompts. Leaving it off works better with shorter prompts. So I tend to turn this on because I work with longer prompts, but right now we're still playing with a very short prompt. So let's turn it off and see what happens, right? So I'm saving this, and here we are. We're still going to work with Marco 2, but now suddenly we have all these options here. You can say I want it to be dynamic or environment, general, illustration, photography, all these options. So you can play with these. I, most of the time, have been using creative, dynamic, or photography. The differences are fairly subtle, to be really honest with you, depending on how precise your prompt is. But I'm going to put photography here, and we're going to say portrait of a Marco man, cinematic still, and let's run that. One, by the way, pet peeve I have with Leonardo is that every time you come back, you have to reset your aspect ratio to what you were doing. It doesn't stick. So the default is 3 by 2, but that's not what we want for our cool AI video. So let's generate this. See what we get now with this alchemy thing turned on. We got more options, but raw mode still off. So let's see what we got here, because I turned raw mode off because this is a short, simple prompt. In a bit, we're going to play with longer prompts, and we can play with the difference there too. Just wait for that to render. Usually takes about 35 seconds or so. It should be done soon. Of course, it takes longer when I'm doing a demo. Oh, there we are. Okay, so that's interesting. So, so here we have a portrait, and it looks reasonably good, except for some striking differences. Like, for example, I don't have any hair, so this is something where you're gonna have to use negative prompting. Let's take a look at that. You can add or not add a negative prompt, and in this case, this what you put in there is a little variable from person to person. I kind of created a go-to negative prompt for myself, which I'm going to show you. I put in the negative prompt, I put the following: hair, head, wig, underexposed, too dark, overexposed, helmet, and then you can actually put. It's funny, but Stable Diffusion kind of works like that. You have to actually tell it, please don't make it ugly, please don't make it deformed. Deformed head, ugly face, unrealistic, bad lighting, deformed, stretched head. That's something else I saw a couple times. Wrong aspect ratio, ugly eyes. You could put in here whatever you don't want in your renders, and that might be different for everyone. So this is my example, but some of these are pretty common. You want to put underexposed, overexposed, bad light, ugly face, all that kind of thing. You want to put that in there, unless your character has a really ugly face, because then maybe you want it. Anyway, let's try and see what happens. Rendering again. Now, we should not have any hair anymore. That's the biggest issue here. It puts hair on my bald head, which we can be fun sometimes, but we don't want that right now. Again, let's wait and see what happens. It is still fairly good in terms of likeness, right? I mean, let's say it does definitely look like me with a weird haircut, so that's kind of funny. I've done some pretty crazy stuff here. A while ago, I posted an image, you can find it on my feed, of myself looking like Santa, and it actually managed to get the whole white beard and all that stuff done. Oh, so we're still getting hair here. It's pretty. That's just so funny. Look at that. So we're still getting hair. So now I'm gonna add it to the main prompt. So I'm gonna say portrait of a bald Marco man, bald hat, and try that again. See what happens. It's still kind of hilarious. I think this is me if I had hair, which I don't, unfortunately. So, I mean, I do have some hair, but it's too thin, so I just shave it. Let's see what we got now. This might also be different when you put raw mode on because it says it'll be listening better to the prompt. So this is all stuff you can play with, right? I mean, there's no right or wrong. I'm just kind of showing you my workflow here and what that gives you. If we still got hair, we're gonna try and turn on raw mode right out of the gate and make it listen to my prompt better. Almost done. Take a look what we got. Waiting. There we go. Now we're talking. Look at that. So this is really good, if you ask me. This, I mean, look at my face. Well, this is me. It's me. It's Marco. So, we've already achieved a pretty insanely good likeness. That this one is still pretty good too. The outfit's a bit weird, but it looks like me. Here's another one. This one's a little bit less good in terms of likeness, and yeah, this one's not bad either. It's pretty close. To get perfect pinpoint closeness, I'll get to that in a little bit. But first, we're gonna play with some more advanced prompt. So I have a prompt ready here, really. So I'm gonna paste it in here, so you don't have to watch me type. So action movie still, detective movie, portrait of a Marco man, bold, blue eyes, because sometimes it gets my eye color wrong. They're actually blue, so I put that in. Leather jacket, cinematic movie still, hat shot, nighttime, lonely gas station, and then you can put all kinds of style parameters to make it look better, which you sometimes need, sometimes don't. So I'm going to say volumetric lighting, gorgeous professional photography, excellent lighting, ring lighting. We all want kind of try and force it to have nice lighting. Front lighting, muted colors, bokeh, blurred background. Some of these might not really be needed because we already have a pretty nice blurry bokeh background here. This one's really impressing me actually, right out of the gate. Look at that, it's me. But now we're gonna put me in a cool movie setting, like I'm a detective in some action movie. So let's first try it with raw mode off, see what we got, and then after that we're gonna turn it on because we can do that right. Oh wait, while we wait, so I'm turning it on, and we're gonna generate again. So now we have one with raw on and one with raw off. I'm even learning as I'm doing this, which is a cool thing about this. I can't wait to see what you're gonna do after this tutorial and how close you can get it and what kind of cool scenes you can put yourself into. It's just so fun. Another thing, of course, you can do is you could create a model in Midjourney or in Leonardo and train on those images and get a fictional character. That's another thing you could do. So let's see. So these are with raw off. So this is here's that's pretty decent. It doesn't exact. This one's closer. It's pretty decent. I would say it's slightly off, but we can fix that with a cool trick that I'm gonna show you next. But first, let's take a look at what we get here with raw enabled, which should be better for these long prompts like we're using here right now. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, so I like the mood a little bit better here, I think. This is really very cinematic looking. Look at that one. Pretty serious face. I like that one too. Here, yeah, this one's cool. Okay, they're all pretty cool. So now, the last thing that I'm going to teach you here, when it comes to the character consistency, is a cool trick that you can apply. Let's say, let's take this. Let's take this one. I like this one. But let's say you're like, I really like this setting, but it's not pinpoint accurate looking like me. It kind of sort of looks like me, but not perfect. So now here's what you can do. I'm going to download this image, right? I'm going to download it, and here it is, Marco. Action, this is it. You see, here's the image, right? But what I'm going to do now in Leonardo again, I'm going to close this. I'm going to go to image guidance, which you find here in this little tab. And I'm going to turn this on. Here's an old image that I used in the past. I'm turning that on and I'm going to use that image with that setting and that light and that pose that I liked. And I'm going to put this in here. Uploading it here. And then this is set to image input, image to image. That's another stable diffusion thing where you can say, I'm taking this image and I can transform it into another image. In this case, I'm going to transform it into something that looks almost the same. Strength, I set it to the default works good for me. Sometimes you can turn it lower or higher depending on what kind of likeness you're getting and how you like it. But I'm just going to set it like this. So now what we're doing now is in the generation again, I'm not changing anything about the prompt, the positive and the negative prompt. The only difference now is that we're using that image as guidance. So what's going to happen now when we generate, sorry, we're going to get some images that look very, very similar because it's using that image as guidance. So they're all going to look very similar. The only difference is the face will be slightly different. And what we can do now is do this as long as it takes until we get one that you're like, dang, this is bang on. Looks exactly like me or like your character, whichever one you're doing. Like, it doesn't matter. So let's see what happens now. You'll see that we're going to get 4 images that look very similar. Don't forget also that you can play with these. You can change these. You can do all sorts of things. But let's see what we get here. So here, you see they're very similar. Here's one. You see that the face is slightly different, right? Every time. So yeah, here's 4 different ones. And I don't like either one of them. So I'm just going to run that again. It's possible that you have to do it a couple of times, but trust me, eventually you'll get one that you feel like it's bang on, and that's your image. We do another one here. But even with that in mind, these are very close already. And when you are working with a fictional character, you might even feel like, it's good enough. Looks like my character. But when it's you or a person you know, you're gonna be super critical and be like, nah, looks like it, but not exactly. So we have to keep going there. See what we get now. You can actually, I do that sometimes too. You can just punch this a couple times in a row and you'll just queue a bunch of them. So here's another batch. It's done. This one's better. Oh, wait. This one's better. And then, let's see. Yeah, this one's pretty good. This one, I would say, looks a lot like me. So we got a few more of these coming up. So let's see what we're getting again. But as you can see, that's the cherry on top. The secret sauce is to take an image that you think looks great and you want to use, but the face is not exactly right. If you do that and you use it as an image guidance, image to image, you can keep iterating until you're like, this is it. That's me. That's the one. These are okay. This one's pretty decent. I think the one from that first batch is still my favorite. So let's see. There's one more coming. It's almost done. And if it doesn't look right, you can start playing with any of these settings, right? You can go here in the alchemy, you can play with this prompt magic strength, for example, turn raw on and off, all that sort of thing. You can play with in order to see what difference that makes. So let's see. Here's four more. Let's see there, there. Yeah, they're okay, but I think still that first one. I think it was this one. No, not that one. Was it this one? Let me see. This one, I think. Let's go with that one. So another thing we can try now, since we're playing around anyway, is let's turn on that high resolution mode. See what this actually gives me a warning and says combined with prompt magic v2 is experimental. Or we're at v3, so let's just see what happens. We're playing. It's very expensive. It takes 37 tokens per generation. And then I'm gonna do another one since we're just waiting and I'm talking. I'm doing another one with raw mode off. Let's go. And then here another one with raw mode with high resolution back to normal. As you can see, you just have to play and then eventually you'll get the perfect result. These are all pretty darn good if you ask me, but we're striving for perfection here. See what we're getting. This one is going still. While we're looking at it, scroll back a little bit. Yeah, this came out pretty good right out of the gate. This one just looks like me pretty well. So there's a lot. Sometimes you get it right immediately. While we wait again, let's just click the new generate motion video on that one, just for the heck of it. Leaving the motion strength to the middle, just generate that, and then while we wait, we'll get that coming out. Let's see. So here's some first one with raw off. There we go. Oh, this one's great. Looks like me. Yeah, that's me. This one's pretty good too. More serious look. Yeah, here. See, these are all bang on looking like me. You know, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna videoify that one also. Just generate that. Here's some more coming out. As you can see, we're there. These look good. So you can put yourself in whatever movie setting you need for your AI movie and get stunning results. Here's some more. Let's see. Look at that one. Yeah, these are all great. Honestly, look at that. Look at that quality. It's just cinematic, great stuff. Yeah, I like that one a lot too. So we did it basically. There's some more coming, but really these are all. Oh, here's some of the videos already. Check it out. So here's a video of me standing there with the camera panning nicely, dramatic, thinking about something, whatever that is. Here's another one coming out. Just waiting a little bit more. Let me see here, some more. These are still coming. As you can see, the high resolution, the downside of that also is that it takes a lot longer to render. Oh, here's another movie render. So here I'm moving. The face is deforming a little bit, but still, that's still kind of cool, right? In a fast-paced shot, that could work. Oh, here's another one of those high resolution ones. That's great. Look at that, right? Like that one. Yeah, this one, that third one. This is super nice. Look at that. Extreme detail, great likeness, excellent stuff. So yeah, that's it. So you've seen it now. These are all the tricks. There's more stuff you can play with here. Here's a guidance scale slider also, like how strongly is your prompt weighted. So let's, oh, actually, never mind. This one is disabled when you're using alchemy. So only when you don't use alchemy you can use that. Um, yeah, so let's see if we can do something completely different. Let's revisit some of my older prompts. I'm just going to show you some more stuff since we're having fun here, right? If you're not having fun, you could stop now because you've seen how it works. I'm just going to go to my personal feed and I'm going to search for a Marco man because that's what I use in all these selfie shots. So let's find something else that I personally found pretty. Oh yeah, here, look. See, here's the Santa shots. These were pretty cool. Looks like Santa, but you can still see it's me. You see Santa Claus portrait of a Marco man again as a Santa Claus. A lot of extra negative prompt here, a whole bunch of stuff. So that's a cool example. Let's take a look. What else we got? Oh yeah, these are pretty neat too. Kind of like a Star Warsy sort of setting. This one is very, very good looking, if you ask me. In a Star Wars Jedi kind of setting. Let's play with that one real quick. Let's try that one. Let's try and revisit that one and see what we get as a. We're gonna go back to image generation, and I'm gonna paste that prompt in there. Star Wars portrait of a Marco man, bold, hat show, hoodie, Jedi, daylight, a whole bunch of stuff here. Hair, hat, wig. Since this is Star Wars, I'm gonna add helmet. Sometimes you get that. We don't want it. I'm going to set this to dynamic, which is another one of my go-to settings. But I'm going to a high resolution one off, but raw mode on. Let's go with this. Again, this is the last thing we'll do to make the video not last absolutely forever. But, this is good stuff. Can't stop playing with that. And the cool thing is all this stuff is built into this one server. It's all Leonardo. I didn't have to go anywhere else. Of course, you can take your shots and render it in Pika or Runway ML or any other video service, which sometimes makes sense if you need the specific features that they have. So Leonardo's video doesn't really have any uh, control over the video. So, if it doesn't do what you need, then you're going to go to those other services, of course. But I do think it's cool that the video is built in and that you get that at the same price. So here, this is great. Look at that. I really like that one right out of the gate, really. So let's play with that one. Right, let's see what we got here. This is very cool too. Very Star Warsy. Let's get that one. So I'm gonna take this one again. We're gonna do that same trick so you can see it one more time. I'm going to download that image. And I'm gonna make sure I know where it is. It's over there. And now I'm going to image guidance, which is currently off. That's another thing that gets turned off as you come back, but it does keep the image you were working on, which we are now gonna toss because we're working on a different thing. And we're gonna put this one in there, that image, and we're just gonna crank out some generations. We don't have to change anything. I'm just gonna press it 2 times. And we're doing that same thing, right? We're taking that base setting based on that image, using image to image, and we're going to fine tune that face to look exactly like me. Let's see what we're going to get. Taking a while. We're almost done. You almost made it to end of my tutorial. Look at that. So we're going to see here. This looks pretty great if you ask me. It's not super Star Warsy, I guess. But the setting is quite Star Warsy, and we can try and see if we can get that hoodie better. Wearing hoodie. I'm gonna try this one more time and see if we can get a more Star Warsy kind of look. Taking the daylight part out. Let's see, we're trying this again. So now I took the image guidance off again, of course, because otherwise they'll keep looking like that seed image we used. Here's another one, renditions with it. And as you can see, yeah, this one's great. Looks definitely like me. It's not so much. I like that one too. It's very subtle difference. You might think, oh, they all look like Marco, but when you look at your own face your whole life, you're going to be more critical. You're going to find the same thing for yourself. So let's, again, while we wait, I'm just going to throw this one and ask for a video of that. We're waiting anyway for the Star Wars portrait wearing a hoodie. Oh, there we go. This is with a hoodie. And yeah, so you got, this doesn't look that well like me. This one's pretty decent again. Here you got two of me, which look pretty real, but I only want one of myself. One of me is already annoying enough, so we don't want that. And here's another one. Yeah, these are pretty cool. You could do the same thing again with those and use them as image guidance and play with your settings and do whatever you need to do. We're not going to do that today. The only thing we're going to wait for until I sign off on this video is this video piece that's rendering right now. There we go. All right. And yeah, that's pretty neat, right? The background moves. The person is sitting still. If you want more control, like I said, just go to Pika or Runway ML and you'll get all the control you need. All right, so that's it. Now you've seen all the secret tricks that I use to make those selfies, shots, and selfie videos that look exactly like me or whatever model I want to be using. So I hope you like this. I hope you made it through the whole video. And I cannot wait to see what you're going to do with this. If I don't see you again in another video, I'm already going to go ahead and wish you all a happy 2024, and I hope we're all going to kick some serious butt with AI. Take care. Bye-bye.